Hey y'all, it's me back with another video. And yep, I do have on the same shirt I had on yesterday. This is a new day, it's Saturday. We haven't went anywhere, so I just put the same shirt on. I'll put on something different when we get ready to leave. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the live from yesterday. And I wanted to make sure that people understood that I took that situation very seriously. And I wanted you guys to also understand that I am not a licensed clinical therapist. And when situations come up that are, that deep online like this, I'm always going to refer the person to a therapist for, mental health help, because I can't do that for you. Now, I can help you spiritually, but sometimes even in helping you spiritually, you still need to be referred to a therapist. And that's what I was trying to get across more than anything else yesterday, was that the young lady saw a therapist. And I didn't want to come off as dismissive or, anything like that, because I am a very caring person. I am always going to be a mental health advocate. I care for people, mind, body, and spirit. I've always spoken about the mind, body, and spirit. Where's the B or something? The mind, body, and spirit being in alignment. And if those things aren't in alignment, you're definitely going to have a problem. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood I wasn't being dismissive, because I did think back on one part of the conversation where I said, change your mindset. And you can't just change being depressed. But when I said that, I didn't mean just, turn off depression, because I know that you can't just turn off depression. I know how depression can be. You can't turn off depression, but you can turn off the way you look at things. The way you look at situations, looking at things in a more positive outlook, speaking positivity over your life, instead of, looking at things always from a dark lens. And that's something that takes practice, especially if we're not used to doing that. It does take practice. And I know you can't just, do it overnight, but it's something that you have to take steps towards if you want healing. Now, trauma is something that you can't talk to somebody about your trauma online and, really get a good understanding of what's going on. A person is typing in a chat and I'm responding to what they're typing. Now, of course, they're not typing out everything, so I'm not hearing, the whole story. So from now on, we will not have those type of deep conversations online, because I don't think that it's fair to the person who is going through that trauma. And it's not fair to me either, because, I don't want people to put these unrealistic expectations on me as a spiritualist, okay? So from now on, we will not be having those type of conversations online. If you want to have that type of conversation with me, then you need to do that. You need to go through my email and set up an appointment and we can talk. But I don't want you typing those type of things in the chat, because you know, you're not going to be able to really get your point across the way you should. And I don't want to put you in a position where, you know, you feel like you didn't get what you deserved from me, or you didn't get what you thought. It's just best to have a, you know, either a phone conversation, or, you know, we FaceTime or whatever. And if you want to get some of those things off of your heart, that's fine. But I just don't think that we should do that in the chat, because the conversation was really heavy. And then my internet started tripping and I had to leave, and I was tired. I didn't feel like coming back, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. And it just seemed, you know, like I cut the conversation abruptly. And I just wanted to make sure that, you know, the person's feelings weren't hurt, or the person didn't, you know, feel like I just abandoned the conversation, because that's not me either. But it was a very heavy conversation for the chat. And, you know, I don't believe that they were able, and you're not going to be able to process trauma through a chat. You know, you just can't do that. You know, a really heavy conversations cannot be, you know, processed online like this. Like if it's a, you know, a question that you want to ask about a card or in a reading or something, that's different. But to, you know, process really heavy trauma, you can't do that in the chat, because it was just, you know, one trauma on top of another. Like this person had a very, very complex story in a very complex situation, a very complex life. And there was not going to be any solution in that setting. It's not, that's not what, you know, this type of conversation or this type of platform is for. Not to have that type of healing, or for a person to come out and really tell their trauma, unless, you know, you're coming on and you're telling your story and we're talking about it like that. But you're really coming on the show, you know, you're really coming in and you're telling the story. But typing it, I'm only getting bits and pieces, so I'm only responding to the bits and pieces, and those bits and pieces are fragmented. And then it puts me in a position where I, you know, don't look the way I want to. I just don't want to come off as I don't care, or I don't, because that's not me as a person. But it just, you know, that was just on my heart. And I just wanted to make sure that, you know, the person that came on the live was not hurt, or, you know, that person didn't feel like I was ignoring them, or, you know, I was trying to get away from them, because it wasn't that type of situation. And if they, you know, feel like they want to talk to me, you can do that. But still with the understanding that I am not a licensed clinical social worker or a licensed therapist. I am a spiritualist. I am an ordained minister. So under that title, I do have the ability to counsel people. But for childhood trauma and, you know, abuse and all that type of stuff, I still believe that you need a real therapist. So I just want to let you guys know that. And I might come back later on today. If we go somewhere, I might post a video. So I'll see you guys later. I love you. Bye.